and they were like, put on Lactatious.
16-year-old me watched that movie, and I thought I understood the plight of a black woman in America.
Did you say any words or just mumble?
16-year-old Shkar. Oh crap! I said his name too early. Wipe that. Scrub that from history.
Swipe that.
Swiper.
Swipe that. Swiper. Swipe this one time.
Yeah, swipers. It's okay to swipe. I call them swipers, like his name is Swipers. Hey, swipers.
I call them wipers.
Ooh. What if it, swipers? Please swipe. I got sauce.
What?
There's a song. All I could think of is like the dude who says like, "I got sauce." This is really weird for me. I don't know where to put the thing.
I was wondering what you're doing.
I'm gonna leave
there.
it right here. I'm just leave it right here because I can see you.
Looks good.
And I can see you.
Cool.
Yeah.
I can't really see Blaise now that I think about it. I have to lean in.
Lean in. Lean in.
I'm leaning into it.
Lean back.
Yeah. I think, was it Fat Joe that said, lean back?
And
then
I
think, is it Eminem or is it Fat Joe that says, it's not that I don't dance, but there's a pistol in my pants?
That doesn't sound like something Eminem would say. I don't think he would carry a pistol, personally.
There's a frog in his
What?
pocket. Eminem?
He grew up in Detroit on 8 Mile.
Yeah, didn't you see the movie, the biographical
Yeah.
movie?
But he never carried he was using his words as a weapon, you know? That was the whole, I think that's
Oh,
why
yeah,
he's so
because he
good.
got beat up by, like, Clarence. You know what I mean? His parents were real nice.
Mm.
He got beat up by Clarence and then, like, 5 other people. He didn't get beat up so much as, like, got jumped. Like, that, I feel like if you're gonna claim how tough you are, you can't have 5 people. Like, if you beat somebody up one-on-one, okay, you're tough. Mm-hmm. But if you have 5 people beating up one person...
Yeah, Eminem says he's got a pistol in his pants.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shkar,
Is that
take your
metaphorically, or is
little
that, like, literally?
child brain out of here.
I'm surprised you don't know more Eminem lyrics.
You probably weren't even born when Eminem first came out.
Do you even know who
came
Eminem
out?
Nice. That's funny. Do you even know who Eminem is?
Yeah. It's the candy, right?
Correct. That was a test and you passed it.
Yeah, it's the green candy.
The green M&Ms, the sexy.
Yeah, the sexy
green
hot
M&Ms.
green M&Ms.
Isn't that a thing where they took
You gotta speak in the microphone.
Hey, is it doing better now?
No.
Hello. I'm gonna sit here like this the whole time.
It's a directional mic. So
Yeah, you don't have to do it the whole time, but just
Yeah, so like if you
it's gotta get accustomed to me.
if you talk like this, it's not in your face.
sometimes people are like, "Hey, what's going on over here?
Yeah.
What's up over there?" But really, it's all about right here.
You sound so much better when you're like right up in it.
Yeah, you mean when you talk into a microphone?
Yeah, I do sound
Don't
better
you
when
go
I
to
talk.
open mic comedy?
Yeah, that's actually Shkar's bit. It's like, oh, I said his name already. He holds the mic like 8 feet away from his face, and he's just like, "You guys hear the one about the airplane pilot?" And then everybody's like, "What?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Sully, am I right?" And then everybody's like, "Oh my gosh!" And they crack up.
Did Sully do it upside down, or he just going?
Which I think we meant
I always get it screwed up.
Yeah, there's
because
flight
it's
and
a
there's Sully.
flight. He went upside down. Sully crashed into the Hudson.
Famous. Yeah, and everybody was like, "He's a hero."
That big man named Hudson.
Yeah, Hudson's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was growing up, there was a movie called Hudson Hawk. It starred Bruce Willis, and it was one of my favorite movies.
Oh,
and
really?
It's so dumb. It's like a comedy drama crime movie.
Who's in it besides
Bruce Willis.
It's just him. He's all the actors, all the characters.
Actually, so like, there was this lady named not Sandra Bullock. Oh, dang. Sandra Bernhardt, I think. She was famous for like 20 minutes for being like just wild, like outlandish. She was like big, like loud, boisterous, obnoxious.
Yeah. Yep.
And then she was in this movie as like a really rich person who wanted somebody to steal something, so they framed Hudson Hawk to steal something from a museum. And then Andy McDowell's in it, Danny Aiello's in it.
No way.
Yeah, it's just a great. I mean, it probably didn't get enough credit for what it was, I think.
Okay, what hawk is it?
Hudson Hawk.
I keep thinking of
It was called Flight Hawk. Sully Hawk.
I keep thinking of Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke not in the movie.
What a disgrace.
Yeah. One of the things
Missed
they did when they
opportunity.
were doing crimes was they would sing a song. They would know how long the song is. Then they would sing that song to do the crime. So they'd be like, okay, if we steal this diamond, the cops won't be here for 3 minutes and 28 seconds. And then they'd look at each other and they'd be like, singing in the rain. And then they'd start singing in the rain.
Oh, so
And then
it's actually just it's the prequel to Joker 2.
never saw
It was a
Joker
musical.
2.
It was a musical as well as a comedy,
This
as a
wasn't-
drama.
They only sang like maybe twice or 3 times.
Oh, gotcha.
But it was referenced.
What if
as
they
a-
got to like a really good part of the song and then they all started like singing together and then they just like failed the heist? You know what I mean?
Well, would it matter? Because if they were still singing the song, the cops wouldn't. They'd be on their way still. So, like, once the song ends, that's apparently when the cops are supposed to walk in the door. But then it turns into some shady business and it's crazy. And then they find Leonardo. I almost said DiCaprio. Leonardo da Vinci's flight machine. It's like
Oh,
a fake
yeah.
helicopter, and then they escape. Yeah,
With this flight machine, they
Yeah.
use it to get out of there.
yeah. I mean, it's all CGI.
No,
And-
it's the real. They use the real
find
one.
Leonardo DiCaprio's. They find Leonardo Donatello's.
They find
secret
Leonardo's new girlfriend.
bond, Andy McDowell. What if? All right, let me ask you this: what if there was a there's a mental condition where you think you're dating somebody who's like deceased but famous? Like, oh yeah, I was just hanging out with my girlfriend Lucille Ball, and then everyone's like, your girlfriend Lucille Ball, she died quite some time ago, and you're like, nah, dude, my girlfriend's Lucille Ball, and then everyone's like, no,
Dude, there is a guy that I have on Snapchat that my friends, well, yeah, he's an acquaintance. And he got arrested for,
nice distinction. You're like,
Yeah.
nah, it's not my friend, he's an acquaintance.
yeah, unless he's listening to this, then Taylor, you're my friend. Otherwise,
You're my best bud.
yeah.
Get me a Christmas present.
But my friend texted me, she's like, do you have this person on Snapchat? And I go, I deleted them a while ago because they were going crazy. Then on Friday or Saturday night, I was actually with you guys. I started looking at the Snapchat stories that he was putting on. He was like, oh man, yeah, the feds are after me. He goes, actually, the feds are taking over all my accounts, so they're putting different stuff on my story for me. And he was saying a story about how his ex-girlfriend has a twin, but actually it's not her twin, it's just an older sister, but he didn't know about her for the couple of years that he was dating her. And now the feds are after him after these different drug charges and things like that, and
Because of the twins.
and they're taking over his accounts more and just going insane. And the next day he must have waken up and seen what he all put on, and he goes, yeah, the feds are doing AI videos of me and putting them out. That wasn't me. And it's just him holding the phone. I go, whoa, bro.
He set up the bit the whole night just for the punchline in the morning.
That's
He
not a
was-
punchline. That's
he
him
was-
being manic. I'm actually, and then he's like, you can stop telling people to call my parents, start calling my therapist because they'll actually do something. And it's like, they prescribe me antipsychotics or like psychotic medication, and I don't need it. And I'm like, I think you do.
Yeah. Or there's a threshold. He like either he drank too much or didn't drink enough whilst on those antipsychotic drugs.
Psycholic.
It's like I was gonna say psychological, but I was like, just make up a word.
Yeah,
Psycholic.
Psycholic.
Alcoholic.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty insane though.
Yeah.
And then,
Speaking of
then yesterday, I just got a text from my other friend that's like, he's at it again. And I checked it, and he goes, Amanda has a twin sister who's older. And I'm like, who is this person?
everybody has, well, not everybody, but if you have a twin, one of them is older than the other one.
That is true.
So, I mean, you can have a twin that's older. That's not too different.
The only way you would do it is if you, what if you were giving live birth to one and then at the exact same time took the other one out C-section? That's the only way you could really have.
I don't think you could do that.
Oh, but what if you could?
Yeah.
Okay, doc.
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Quay.
Yeah.
Well, what if you could?
Sorry that you know everything.
It's not. Well, you're right. You're right. I should. You know what? I'm not gonna stand here I'm not going to sit on this chair that's slowly lowering itself to tell you that C-sections can't be done at the same time as canal births. So, like, when you cut open the C-section, you got to pull there's, like, a lot of pressures on, you know what I mean? Like, you got to grab one and the other one's going, whoa!
Whoa.
That's what's crazy with phones, dude.
They listen.
It's been doing that like more and more. Where
I know, I don't like it. Too much of that AI jargon going on that it listens more.
I didn't ask a question about sections.
It just felt disrespected by the conversation we were having.
My phone was like, I was born a canal birth while my other Samsung S25 was taken out of the canal. Like, it was just...
Yeah, it says that a C-section and vaginal birth cannot occur simultaneously.
Oh,
but
guess
you know
I
what?
am a doctor then.
But the thing is that Google's usually not right, so...
Was it the AI
So
answer?
actually, I'm right. Yeah, it is the AI one, so... that could be wrong. AI insert has been wrong more than like the regular... Before they started doing all this... This is the AI overview stuff.
Yep.
I feel like I was getting more correct answers before that.
100% agree.
AI takes like a lot of... And it says right in the disclaimer, like, hey, this might not be true. And you're like, well, why are you posting it?
Yeah, way to go, Internet.
Why are you publishing it? Like, hey, you could say, who's the first president of the United States? And it'll be like Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah.
It might not be true. And you're like, yeah, but everything on the internet points to Jorge Wash, you know? And then all of a sudden...
Jorge Wash?
George Washington?
Oh, Pepe Silva.
Nobody could see that. Hey, we were talking about things that were made up earlier, words that were made up, and our guest today, I'm pretty sure that like when we said, "Hey, nice to meet you. What's your name?" Like he just made up something on the spot.
Yeah, he said he's a mover and a Shkar.
Nice. I said, "Hey, can you pass the salt and pepper Shkars?" And then he was like, "That's a good name for me in my stand-up bit." He's been doing it for quite some time, and I think he's even, like got the support of other people in the community, and like he just.
I like how.
But that's his name, dude. Actually, I just one time saw him go up to a car that was talking and put his finger up to the front of it to make it stop. So it was like, "Shh, car."
I was like, what is he doing? Oh man, sick burn, dude. That was pretty good. Shkar. I think were you named after a sword?
It means hunter, actually.
Then
Hunter with a sword.
Yeah, I have like the whitest name of Kurdish belief that you can have. You know what I mean?
Hunter's not the whitest name.
And it's also not Hunter. It's Shkar. That's not the whitest name.
Like
Your name is still Shkar.
Kurdistan. That's like the Hunter of
Muhammad
Kurdistan.
is more white than
there's
Shkar.
You know how many? This is a true story. Like in my job, I've dealt with 3 different Mohammeds.
All January 1st born.
No, only 2 of them. The other one was like, but like I'm just saying. So when you when you were flying over here, or did you fly, or were you on a boat?
I was born here. I was actually. Believe it or not, by birth canal.
Oh, I could have swore it was you were on a boat, like a C-section.
Oh.
I mean, I know.
How'd you get here? We crossed the birth canal.
Oh, man.
We went through the Suez and then the birth.
So what's it? Okay. Who was president when you were supposedly born?
Clinton.
That's how I know your line.
That's not true.
No.
You said that.
How old are you?
Clinton.
I was 99. Is that Bush?
You're 99 years old?
Or is that Clinton?
You were born in 99?
Yeah.
I thought you were like 23.
No, that's Bush.
I think
No,
Bush
it's
got
Clinton.
elected in 2000.
Yeah, that's Clinton.
Clinton.
Al Gore actually was my timeline's president.
Oh.
Well, then you're in a different timeline than us.
Yeah. And in that timeline they have the election years in 98.
98.
When did your timeline come over to ours then? Because you're not on a different timeline right now.
We talked about this like 10 minutes ago, and I can't remember the answer.
There's a lot of things happening in the timeline, and I can't exactly explain to you how. Because if I let you know, then it would be chaos. You know what I mean?
That's a real cop out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
well.
he said cop. Okay, good.
There's the first hint.
You're a police officer? Wait, are you
Are you a cop?
a police officer?
Your mom gave birth to you in the back of a car by a cop?
The back of a cop car?
My mom actually had to hold it in for like 2 hours. Because there was no like I was born in a city that had like no Pelican Rapids. They don't have like an overnight hospital or anything. So she had to hold it in and go all the way to like Fergus Falls. I know that's not a 2-hour drive, but it's
What do
like
you mean
an hour
hold
to
it
get
in?
ready. The baby, me,
Yeah,
she had to hold me in.
You referred to yourself as it. She's like, you had to hold it in like did she have to go pee real bad?
Yeah, how quick was her labor?
I think
Because 2 hours is pretty quick.
Yeah.
That'd be one of the fastest labors around.
she
So, like,
just likes getting it done, you know.
Was it a lot of pressure and you like
I felt like a certain angst, you know. I felt like I needed to get out of there right away, and you know, it came to be.
I get it.
I think it was probably like an 8-hour labor. I think it was actually really fast.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you're saying 8 hours plus 2 holding it? So like 10
10,
hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, so about that.
But she just waited 8 before she went in. She's like, I just really want to push this out right when I get in there.
Oh man. That's so what kind of car what
What kind of Shkar
was it? Yeah.
I think Town and Country.
Like a van?
Yeah, like
The old stow and goes and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Dang, those are nice. They were nice.
Yeah, until they got all that placenta all over them.
Some people fry that.
Yeah.
I never.
I usually just go check the dumpsters behind different places for placentas.
Different place. Like, dang, Taco Bell has no placentas. Wait, is this Hornbach? Where do you guys keep your placenta garbage?
Yeah.
I think they give it to you. You probably have an option.
Yeah, but I bet you go to different places like, well, Planned Parenthood doesn't do them there, but the women's clinic,
I don't think they do births either.
there's still like parts of placenta around taking that other stuff out, isn't there?
I think they just do pills now, mostly.
You
Why are we having the same conversation? Am I in the right one?
don't just do pills. I mean, there are times that needs to be.
So yeah, you
need
got
to be
drink
pretty
a little
early.
And smoke no, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
you
Just do pills.
Yeah,
That's just, no.
you need to be earlier on for that. Yeah. You can't just be like, yeah.
What'd you do Saturday night? Oh, I just did pills like Excedrin and dude, I was listening to 2 things I want to talk about real quick. Just looking at you reminded me of Drake, right? I was listening to Drake on the way in here, and then they still play Drake on the radio for one.
Yeah,
Like,
he just came out with a song, like a diss track towards Kendrick.
ooh. I'm sorry. They're like
It doesn't sound cool. I was like, dude, you got to come out being hard.
You should have done that last year, and like it's already too late. But then he also talks about ridiculous things, and you can ask. I stand by this. You can ask David Standall. I've always not liked Drake. Like everything he says is like, okay, Drake, shut up.
Dude,
like you're not that.
I'm the same as you, especially like in
We're the
college
same.
when Drake was like getting really big and all the football players I was hanging out with and stuff were like, Drake goes hard, man. And every time I listen to him, like, this guy sounds like a wuss.
Yeah,
Like nothing sounds cool that he says, except what's that one song when he's with like Lil Wayne and stuff, singing about basketball.
Probably like multiple songs like that, really.
Yeah.
all his songs. Like there used to be like multiple sites where you could go to, and it'd be like Drake makes music for ... And then like one of my favorites was Drake makes music for dudes that hold their books crossed arms against their chest in high school. Drake makes music for dudes that talk on the phone while laying on their stomach and their feet are in the air.
That was just about to say that one.
Yes, it's so fun.
Drake makes music for me because that's what I do. I will be sitting up in bed, kicking my feet up in the air.
See, I don't
Tell people that.
Yeah, I don't do that. I don't remember doing that. But also, I do remember clutching my books hard because like one of the fun things to do was like whack somebody's books out of their hands and they'd be like, "Damn it!" And you're like, "Dude."
Someone did that to me in 7th grade, and I had like a full on crash out. Like I started like
swinging on people and fighting.
I didn't fight, but I did just start screaming.
Oh,
like,
that's worse. You should have.
It was worse. It was like
just screaming makes you look
Drake
bad.
makes music for dudes that
Scream. Yeah, you don't want to be the person screaming in the hall. Probably some tears out there too, being like,
"Knocked my back.
"You shouldn't have done that to me." Everyone's like, "Oh, you should have punched him." Look at that person. Look at that teenage Karen.
Oh man, was it? I got in trouble for swearing because I didn't realize. So we had this teacher. I'm failing to remember her name, but she was married to another teacher, and she was walking right in front of us, and like she looked like, I don't know, every other girl at our school.
Hot.
Right?
the teacher.
The teacher, like she was like, not well. She was literally walking down the hall right in front of us, and I didn't know it was her. And I said something like blah blah blah. I said the F word, I think, and then my buddy Steve was like, "What?" And then of course I was like, "Well, I'm in high school and I gotta be boisterous and let my presence be known." So I said it even louder, and then she turned around and was like, "Hey, that's a detention." And I was like, "Dang it!"
To go see me after class.
She said, "Yeah." She said, "See me after class," and then
bring the paddle.
Yep. And I brought the paddle, and she smacked me in the face with it, spit on my forehead, and left the room.
That's a hot detention.
It was a pretty good detention.
That's a detention I only dream about.
And
yeah,
ever since then, Marquez had fantasies that he can't ever get back or fully. No,
I don't want to get smacked in the face with a paddle. That would suck, dude. That was just made up.
Now he wants to get hit in the face with a paddle fish.
Scaled, but like don't scale it all the way. Like only scrape half of it, so they're kind of sticking up a little bit. So like when
it sticks.
How long have you been cleaning fish?
I got to pay the bill somehow.
Yeah,
you know
I get
what
it.
mean?
I get it.
Stand-up's not working right now, so I'm just going to keep cleaning fish.
Actually, you're doing pretty good. I think, whatever, At fish cleaning, not standing up. Oh, yeah.
Not doing good at that. They do say Shkar has some of the best fish cleaning services. That's what people are saying.
Who's they? I want to talk to they. No, I don't really want to talk to them. That's crazy.
I want to talk to them.
Yeah. What would you talk about?
Talk about it. How Shkar scrapes off scales.
There's a special knife that you have to scrape off the scales, and it looks like a V, and it has these weird teeth.
Do you kind of like?
You should know. It's your fish cleaning service.
You're the fishery expert.
Yeah. No, the way it is like the V kind of goes up and down the scales, and it picks it all off. It's honestly, it's like I'm starting to make ASMR videos about it. I think people are really liking it. It's starting to catch on, like a little side hustle. It's the gig economy. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Sometimes I make ASMRs, only I actually just pronounce it. I'm like, it's a smear campaign.
Nice. And then I have some salmon, and I'm like, you're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna be locked up.
You talk dirty to that salmon, Markway?
No, I'm actually allergic to fish. I can't clean fish, and I can't eat fish.
Yep, that is true. But he does talk dirty to a guy named Sam, man.
Sal man.
Sal man?
No.
The Sal man. The Impractical Jokesters. The Impractical Jokesters.
The what?
The Impractical Jokesters. Those guys are getting
Impractical Jokesters.
Those guys are getting in some trouble.
Why?
What'd
they do?
This one guy.
Sal Rosenberg?
No, Sal's actually not. Sal and then the guy with the Q are the guys that are not in trouble.
Q's the dude with the beard?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the guys invited like a girl up to his room and then bit her butt.
Like hard?
There's like a big bruise on it.
Yeah.
But it was like one of those things too that like she released the text and it was just like, oh yeah, you should, like everything was like, let's go up to my room. She's like, yeah, I'll let you in the elevator, everything. But then just like she has big bruise on her butt.
Well, that's probably why she did it. She was like, ooh, yeah. I mean, I'm biting a butt, not that bad.
It is weird, but to bite a butt that hard to make a mark is wild.
He was hungry.
It was like a black and blue mark. I was actually wondering, I'm like, this guy has to have a huge mouth.
Maybe it wasn't even him. Maybe it was a horse.
That is true.
Maybe a horse bit her.
And she couldn't tell the difference.
Because
she was actually
really
just texting a big horse.
She's like, I don't remember last night meeting you at the bar and you had 4 legs and a mane.
And your teeth are pretty large. You seem sad. Why the long face?
It's like, oh, I haven't bitten a butt.
It is the one that looks. It's Joe Gatto. He's the one who looks the most like a horse out of all of them.
Is that the one that's doing stand up currently?
That's Sal.
Well,
Really,
they all
that's
do.
Sal?
Joe Gatto does stand up too.
Well, didn't one of them
for
like kind of disband and like start doing his own thing, or was that like?
Well, he just did that because of his kids. That's him, Joe Gatto.
Yeah. Okay. Fell off.
I know Sal.
Because he got a divorce.
Oh, for real? How do you divorce the Impractical Jokers guy? Maybe he was biting butts too hard.
His wife was just tired of it. She's like, I can't do this anymore. I can't handle it.
There's too many horse-sized bite marks on my rear end, my posterior.
Also, dude, I found this Mountain Dew in the back of my car today.
Okay, good.
And I feel like a female teacher. No one else drinks Mountain Dew in the morning besides elementary school and high school teachers.
Is it regular or diet?
Diet.
That's even more against your case, yeah.
And it's for my case. I'm agreeing with it.
Well, I will say there's a couple dudes at my work where I used to work, and they had like 2 bottles of Diet Mountain Dew. Like they were gonna every morning started with 2 bottles of Diet Mountain Dew and a Fit Crunch bar.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. And be like, I don't think those really
they kind of offset each other. That's kind of like,
yeah, I mean, it's no sugar Mountain Dew, but
yeah,
it's not gonna.
What were those meal replacements called again? The like Weight Watcher ones.
Just the shakes?
Back in the day, yeah, they were like the first ones that came out.
I don't know.
Oh man,
I can't. Well,
they were like a real big. It was like milky kind of.
Yeah, like,
what was that called again?
There's muscle milk, but like not that. I remember my buddy would be like, dude, you ever go to the store and just like drink those chocolate muscle milks? Just like you're in high school and you just grab 2 of those and pound them. It's like, no, those things are like $4.50 each. And I would never buy 2 of them.
Yeah.
And then I would never buy one to drink. Like, oh, I'm thirsty. I want a muscle milk.
I just do that if I go to the gym. Slim Fast I was thinking of.
Oh,
because Slim Fast would be like my buddy's mom would have one in the fridge and I would just eat a bunch of pizza rolls and go to get something else to drink. And like, oh, so I bet Slim Fast isn't too bad. I'm like, I'm pretty full.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I thought this was just a chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's like,
it's a very thick chocolate milk.
yeah.
Did it taste good or no?
It just kind of tastes like chocolate milk. It's just,
I remember those I tried like a protein powder meal thing in the morning and I got vanilla.
I like that.
Yeah, I did. Well,
You don't?
I didn't mind it. But then like I would walk from my house to my garage and I would immediately vomit. I'd be like, oh, I can't, what's wrong with this? And I tried it like 3 days in a row and I didn't make it past the garage. Like I couldn't make it out to my car. Like,
Why did you keep going for 3 days? You wouldn't have realized after the second day?
The second day I was like, all right, like maybe I can't have it in the morning. So I'd have it. The first time I had it, I was getting ready for work. I drank it, walked out to the car before I could even get to the car. Second day,
to
I was
Shkar.
to Shkar, who was my neighbor. No, he wasn't my neighbor. He just stayed in my driveway. And then it was in Pelican Rapids. And then I was like, the second day I went, I think I did it like after the show. Who knows? 3 days in a row. And after the third day, I was like, I'm done with this stuff. I thought maybe third time's the charm, probably.
That is true.
Shkar times the Shkar.
You came back to it later in the week. You're like, let's try one more time. Let's just make sure there was nothing going on.
Sometimes you got to go for 4.
Maybe the 57th time is the nope. Yeah, I couldn't. I don't know what it was. I think maybe, I don't know if it had anything to do with the past due date milk that I was mixing it with, but no, I'm just kidding. That's not
It
true.
was the past due date baby.
Past due date baby that I mixed it with.
Yeah.
I had a like latte machine. So
That's actually why you felt so bad, because you were pregnant with a baby that
it
was
wasn't
past
even,
due.
yeah, it was morning sickness.
Yeah.
For
You're like, oh no. And then
my past due baby.
you held it in for 2 hours, and it was Shkar.
I held it in my arms for 2 hours. And I was like, oh, past due baby, you're the worst. And I was like shaking it. And I was like, oh, you're going to get shaken baby syndrome. And then the baby was like, nah, it's cool. And I was like, you're not a baby at all. And then I found out the baby was like a 45-year-old midget. And he was, every time I went to go actually drink my shake, he would punch me in the stomach. And that's why I was throwing up.
You're like, PDB, what are you doing to me? Past due baby.
Past due baby, PDB.
That's a pretty good rapper name.
Yeah, PDB.
Yo, give it up for past due baby.
Dude, have you seen the new commercials for the not Domino's, and it's not Papa John's? There's another pizza chain. It's red. Nope.
Pizza Hut.
Yep. There's a new guy. They got a guy who's like their spokes guy, and his name is Peter Zahut. And then I watched the commercial like twice, and then I was like, Peter Zahut. Man, what? Peter Zahut. And then all of a sudden it just right in the face. Oh, Pete Zahut. Pizza Hut. And I was like, that's stupid. And I was like so mad. Peter Zahut.
There's gonna be so many like knockoff Middle Eastern like restaurants now called Peter Zahut like back home, because you can't like actually license the name, but they just do anyway.
Yeah, I thought,
Yeah.
There's a lot of McDonald's and things like that. They probably have worldwide copyrights, like in every country, because they can afford it. But like some of those companies,
It's also like, who's going to do anything? China steals just everything we have. I'm sorry, Papa China, don't do anything.
they just shut off our power.
Yeah.
They got like well, I mean, even in America, like when I was in there's in New York City, they got a place called Kennedy's Fried Chicken, and it's red and it looks like Kentucky Fried Chicken, but it's called Kennedy's Fried Chicken.
It's a picture of JFK on it eating chicken.
See, that would be good in Dallas.
Yeah.
Like if he was in Dallas, like you get a side of grassy knoll sauce.
That's pretty good. It's so good it makes your brain explode. It'll take your head off.
It'll take.
Your wife will chase your cranium if after this one. They won't know who killed you.
Yeah, it's so good. Your wife will start crying.
It's so good your wife will jump out of the back of the car and try to grab fragments of your head.
Man, I can't, like, I was thinking about this some time ago. I saw a movie, I think, where a guy got, like, cut in the stomach, and then, like, his literally, I mean, it was supposed to be gross, but his guts started falling out. But then he started grabbing them and, like, and, like, frantically trying to put them back in himself. And I was like, I wonder if that's a natural reaction.
Probably.
I would
Like-
try.
You're just like, oh my God, I got it. But like, while I was watching it, I was like, what do you think's gonna happen? Do you think you're gonna get all your guts back in there and you're just gonna be fine? Like, no, you get all your guts back in there, then you gotta like hold your stomach together. I don't know, man. It was just like, nah, man.
Yeah,
You're-
but I also
you're
don't
gonna
think in
die.
that time when you're like, I think I'll just let him out. We'll just see how this plays out.
Mike Quaid
still-
just lights up a cigarette when he sees his guts fall out. He's like, I'm just gonna enjoy the last few minutes. I'm not
first
gonna.
I'd have
I like how
find a
what you
cigarette.
did. Yeah, and also how you went up and you're like,
It's a
"Oh, you're
tobacco
just gonna
pipe.
do a
It's a
cigarette."
tobacco pipe.
Yeah,
Oh.
Shakar takes out a spoon.
I like to burn my cigarettes from the bottom with the
Yeah.
spoon and boil them. That's too much work for a person whose guts are falling out. You can't just pull out a spoon and start like, oh God, it's not too hot, not too hot. You know, like I think I don't know. Also, that was another thing I never quite understood too. Is like you gotta if in the movies they burn it, turn it into a liquid, whatever that substance is, and then they. And then stick it in their arm.
You gotta tighten it up too, right? Isn't that a thing?
That is a thing.
Breaking Bad.
I had to
that's
ask
more
my
so to get your
vein
get a
to
vein.
come out.
Nah.
I had to ask.
I got these nice veins. I don't even need that.
Last time I had to go get a blood test, this is nothing against nurses. The last 3 times, like I get an annual every year, and they take your blood or whatever, and then the nurses are always like, oh, here you go. Okay, there you go. And then last time, and I'm pretty sure the dude's name was Brad, but he walked in and he was like, hey, what's up, man? My name's Brad. I'm just going to be doing your blood sample today. And he's like, let me see your arm. I show him my arm, and he's like, nah, let me see your hand. I show him my hand, and he's like, oh, okay, cool. Literally, like, smacks my hand and then puts tape across the top of it. And I was like, I look down, the needle's in there, blood is flowing. I was like, how did you, what? Every other nurse was like, I gotta find the vein. And this dude was just like, bam. So shout out to Brad. You know, he found the vein right away.
Nice.
Yeah, he got the blood flowing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
He knows how to get
He
going.
found your vein.
Oh yeah, he did. He was draining them. It's not
He's
the
draining
main
the
vein,
main vein.
but like it was a pretty prominent vein. You know, draining the prominent vein.
He slaps it. You slap it and stick it in your prominent vein.
That was
Smacked it.
yeah. It was
All
on
on
my
the
hand.
flow.
Yeah, you going?
Yep.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. You get those nice veins in your hands. Like if you have to go to the hospital for an extended stay and have liquids put in, they use that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Which is annoying because then it's like taped up and you want to move your hand more.
You're like, how am I supposed to? Like, I'm in a hospital bed. There's all these.
Hot babes around.
I was at the nurse one time, or I was at the
nurse.
I was at the hospital, and one of the nurses looked just like Katy Perry. I was like, what?
You're like, baby, you're a firework.
No, she actually looked really nervous, and she was like, it looked like she was gonna quit.
She was like
that day, because I was like,
a plastic bag drifting through the wind, more like, you know.
Yeah,
you want to see the
exactly.
most beautiful thing I've ever filmed?
Did you film her?
No, gross.
She
That's from a
actually.
movie called American Pie. There's like it's like an artful movie, but not really. But yeah, this dude.
Yes,
runs
American
away.
Pie, very
One of
hard.
the most
No.
avant-garde films
it's,
of
it's
our
American
time.
Beauty, not American Pie. But the dude flies like there's a plastic bag. He's like, "Do you want to see the most beautiful thing I've ever filmed?" And these people, 2 kids run away together, but the kid puts in a video, and it's just like literally a plastic black.
Plastic black.
bag.
Good day for words.
Our plurred way is just so. So then the bag is like floating, and it dips down, and then goes back up, and it spins around. And every time I see that, and when I get the appropriate instance, like right now, I'll say, "Do you want to see the most beautiful thing I've ever filmed?" Because you said plastic bag drifting. Plastic bag.
Drifting.
Oh, okay.
Drifting
Let me
through
ask you
the
this:
wind.
since you're so-called born in Pelican Rapids, how do you pronounce?
Palestine Rapids. He
How
was
do you
born. That's what he keeps saying that, but he was born in some rapids in
Yeah.
Palestine.
They don't have any water there.
That's
I'm just
just after his mom held it in for long enough.
Her water broke.
Yeah,
and
and
it
she had the
Okay.
Palestine Rapids.
Rapids.
That was his mom. His mom's nickname.
It was all out.
When Yusha told us that he was from a very tropical part of
Iran.
I was like, what? Hold on a second. I got to go there now.
Yeah.
There's a tropical part of, I thought it was all like, just all Sahara.
It's like
you
the
know?
Caspian Sea.
He just
I
meant
believe.
topical, like it was very in the news at the
It's always
time.
in the-
And he
yeah.
just didn't
He
know
just
the
can't
word.
say the word. He's like,
I'm from a place that people talk about a lot.
Iran, very topical place. Tropical. Like, oh, man. That's crazy. I was gonna ask something. I forgot what it was.
It is the Caspian Sea. I was right. Give me my geography degree.
Ooh. None of us are fully licensed yet to give out degrees.
Oh, dang.
Do you have an online degree for
giving out geography?
I was gonna say like can you marry people?
Or am I ordained? Yes.
Oh.
You
Did it hurt?
guys, you guys wanna? You
Tie the knot? Yeah. Nah. We didn't.
We can't do that. Mark Way's married.
I'm
you
already-
think you can just go over other
Yeah.
marriages?
We can't. Yeah, you
must
don't
not have passed that test.
Yeah, you don't have that kind of power where you could just like, oh, this is this marriage supersedes that marriage.
Yeah. Who wants a divorce?
Yup.
I got my online divorce lawyership though.
Oh. What if you never met your divorce lawyer? You just.
I bet
typed
a
it
lot
all
of
in.
people have done that.
There's gonna be AI divorce lawyers soon.
Soon. I'll do Chat GPT. There was a guy who came into my work the other day and he told me that he thinks it should be this because Chat GPT. And I was like, yeah, well.
You're like, that's not even a type of car, sir.
Yeah, that's not even, it's not a
I'll
sub-
get the GPT of the chats. The GPT edition. Like, that's a Chevy.
the Shkar Chat GPT. What does GPT stand for?
Yeah, that's a good question. I actually have no clue.
What if you ask Chat GTP what what?
GPT.
Man,
GPT.
dude, that's why I'm saying AI. I think Chat GPT they're gonna lose the war because Chat GPT is.
Yeah, good poopy toilet.
I thought it was great poopy. I used to go to this grocery store and it was called Great Day. It was the name of the grocery chain was called Great Day.
Great day.
And every time I left, the person who was bagging the groceries, it used to be a lot like Hornbachers, and it probably went like Hornbachers today. But it used to be like the creme de la creme of grocery store workers at Hornbachers. And then like you would leave the store Great Day, and they would say, "Have a good day."
I mean, like, it should be a great day.
Every time
Yeah.
I'd turn around and be like, "You guys should say have a great day," and then they'd always be like, "Yeah."
It's like when you go to Circle K's or what are the big ones? Not Circle K's, but
Speedway,
no, it's the other one.
7-Eleven,
No, it's the one that has to do with the K's because Circle K is just like a smaller one.
Square K,
Come and go.
You are right.
Louis C.K.
GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer,
Obviously,
Oh, yeah, that's
which is
very-
actually just like Optimus Prime.
yeah,
Yeah.
degenerate.
Pre-trained.
Like, that's what they want you to believe, but it's really
What are those big?
toilet, poopy toilet,
Good poopy toilets.
poopy toilet, great
Comfy
poopy toilet,
ones.
good poopy toilet.
Dude, speaking of good poopy toilets, you know why I love my job so much? Is we have like a $200 heated bidet. Like it's
At
heated
Dempsey's?
at yes, our employee bathrooms
Oh, yeah.
all have like heated bidets. It like the bidet comes with like a fan to dry off. You can choose the water temperature, the like angle of the nozzle and everything.
Yeah, dude, we have those at my work too.
Yeah, well, I got those at my work too.
Oh, really?
Just kidding.
I actually do though.
You said it. I don't know how much bidets cost, but it was. You're like, we have a $200.
I think that's what
That's probably
that is like the ones that we have like in my like shop
Oh, I mean,
because it's like the ones that are actually like heated. Some people just buy the ones that only have the one temperature and you don't connect it to the heat either. I'm like, that has to be terrible because you need to have a good temperature on that.
I don't know because like if you had okay, so like let's say the water's cold, and now you're speaking to somebody who is legit never used one. I've never been where I can.
You're brave. You're a brave person.
So then I would imagine if it's the cold water, it shoots up in there, and then you're gonna get a little bit of pucker, and that's gonna like seal it. You know what I mean? Nothing
Yeah.
else getting.
I have one of like the cheap ones at my house just because like, you bought it for $20 off Amazon or whatever. You
You
know,
know, $20 bidet. See, that's why I don't use them.
Yeah, you need to
I don't want a
spend the
$20
money.
I've
on them.
become the employee of the month with how much time I spend at work now. I'm always there.
Yeah, but if
That's
you're
just
always
how
in the
much
Yeah, but
bathroom,
you-
then you're not the best employee of the month.
you go in and clock in and go to the. I hope
Unless
that,
you just hang it up in the toilet
yeah.
room. They're like, this, we see you here the most.
I hope B&K aren't listening to this. I hope that they didn't wake up for this to hear you say that you spend your entire day in the bathroom. As a matter of fact, last time I went there, I was like, "Hey, you guys seen Shkar?" And then
Yeah, Klaus is like, yeah, he's always in the bathroom. We're actually thinking about firing him.
Yeah.
He hasn't
and
left
they're
his...
like, "We can't though because he won't come out of the bathroom so we can talk to him.
He
Come and
snuck
see
out-
me when you're done." And he's like, "I'll be out in a year or two."
He snuck out through the piping to get here.
Yeah.
They keep trying to get me back to work, and I'm just like, sorry guys, there's a lot going on right now. I try to like bartend from there, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, we.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we know what you mean.
Oh man,
It's taboo or whatever. I don't know why people aren't okay with it.
you know, I'm just now realizing that we've gone this entire show and we didn't once call you Tupac Shkar.
Oh,
That was a
dang.
classic. That was a classic growing up.
Yep, isn't it? So my name's Mark Way, and people often reference my name with, well, let's just say, homosexuality.
Oh,
Because of, right? But
Mhm.
like that was like third grade, right? Third grade through middle school, and then it was like, I feel like luckily it got played out by middle school.
Yep.
But then every once in a while, there's some guy like me and Tupac Shkar, and they come around and they're like, "Oh, what's up, Marquis? Margie."
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, "You got me. Good one."
Yeah.
Aha, you know?
I'm starting to call you Marquay Lago,
Nice. Nice.
just to be more up in the times, you know?
Yep. There's not a lot of, I mean, Paraguay, Uruguay,
Mark Quaint.
Niagua.
Mark Quaint.
Just have a really nice house, and it's very small and cute and cottagey.
Oh man, there was a kid that came over to my house the other day to visit my son.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
You said that in the weirdest way
I did.
possible.
I was like, I should have said my friend or my kid had his friend over, but he walked into the house and then the first thing he said was like, you have a nice. It's nice. It's like homey. It's like quaint. And I was like, I live on a golf course.
Yeah.
All right. You don't call my house quaint. All right. You don't call my. I've been to your house.
yeah. You're like,
You
and
don't-
guess what?
Yeah.
You're like, guess what? A comedian from New York peed on the middle of this floor one time.
Yeah. That's funny,
That was one of the wild... Dude.
man. Yeah.
I need
Nobody.
to hear this.
Nobody
I need
knows
it.
about it till now. I guess.
Really? I thought that they did.
Exposed.
Only. Well, like the 3 people that were there know.
Oh,
And
I
I
thought
mean, I mean, some other people, you know. But
Your
like,
wife knew, didn't she?
Not till now.
Oh, I thought that she knew, or else I wouldn't have said that. Well, she
No,
won't
it's
listen to this. Maybe she will.
She's not gonna wake up for this. Actually, so when we go on road trips, she'll be like, "Put on your podcast," and then we'll end
Just
up
be like,
listening
don't put
to
on this one.
that's every show.
What
Like,
what
actually, let's
episode is
listen
this?
to let's
Yeah.
listen to NPR.
Our one buddy.
So we got this guy.
Yeah.
He came in from New York to do a show. We were hanging out or whatever, blah blah blah, and then it got to be like, "Hey, we should."
After party.
Yeah, basically. So we went. My whole family was out of town, and I was like, "Well, we can go over to my house or whatever and have a beer too." And we went to my house, and then the dude from New York literally just went. And I have you go in my house. There's a kitchen, the dining room, I suppose, and then off to the living room. There's a whole other big room over here. There's a couch back there, and he just immediately went to the couch. Started sleeping, and it was like 10, 15, 20 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
We were just sitting at the kitchen table, the other 3, and we're drinking our beer or whatever, and it was kind of funny because, yeah, I won't tell you the rest of the stuff that was going on. But
Quay
then,
went to the bathroom.
yeah, I went to the restroom, and as I was coming back from my trip to the restroom, I see our buddy from New York, and he's standing there, and you know how you can water's running and you can hear it, and like I'm listening and looking nah, that's not there's not he's not pouring water into the onto my floor.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my god, dude is peeing. So I was like, hey, I said his name, Cam. Cam? And then yeah, here's what? And then we tried to explain it to him, and then he said, actually, the most classic
Yeah, this
line
is
of
great
all time.
because also I looked over too when Quay said started saying stuff. I look over, I'm like, oh my god, he's just standing there peeing in the middle of the floor.
Just
he
like
goes-
it was the bathroom.
He goes, I go, dude, pull that away. Let's get you to the bathroom. And he's like, no, whatever. And I'm like, dude, you were just peeing in the middle of the floor. And he goes, if I would do that, how would I pee my pants if...
Yeah.
What did he say? How did he say that again?
He was like,
he
if
goes,
I went
if
pee,
I was,
why aren't my pants all wet?
yeah, if I would have peed, then why aren't my pants all red?
Talking like a toddler at daycare.
No, and we're like, well, because you pulled them down and peed in the middle of the floor. And he goes, no, that didn't happen.
Didn't.
We're like, it's very wet right over there.
Like, yeah, I had to throw a pillow away. I had to, yeah, I mean, I mopped the floor. It was just
That's what I
like-
thought your wife knew because she found the rugs in the
Oh, no,
washer.
all that stuff was washed and, like, all that stuff was done before
Oh,
she
okay,
got
that's
home.
my bad.
Yeah. I mean, so it's going to happen. It's going to go down like this. This is how it's going to happen. My son's friend listens to this, and then he's going to tell my son, like, and then my kid's going to be like, yeah, like somebody peed on the floor, Dad. And I'll be like, gosh, darn it. And then my wife will say, like, what? And then it'll all be, and this will all be like 6 months from now.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, I don't know what you're talking.
It's like getting called to the principal's office weeks after.
Yeah.
You're like, what did I do?
Can't believe I peed on the principal's office's floor.
Can't believe I peed on the principal.
Well, she asked me to do it.
Yeah. This is the principal of it.
Principal. Principe.
This is my prince. This is my
Principality.
principal.
Did your principal ever say that? Like, don't think of me as the principal. Think of me as the principal.
No, but they should.
Mine did.
That'd make me like them a lot less.
I had a teacher that would always say, I could dig it. Yeah. Okay, I could dig it. And it was a white dude who wore the worst suits of all time.
With a sideways cap.
And he had a
like-
T-shirt that had a lightning bolt and it said "banned" on it.
Is he wearing like those big, thick 90s tuxes? Dude, all like the suits that Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen wore during like the 95, 96 run, just massive.
Those like NBA draft class photos, like
Yeah.
2000 compared to like
Yeah,
now.
Carmelo Anthony also had
Yeah.
one that was wild.
Different, like outlandish colors, like purple,
Yep, light blue.
light
That-
blue.
That's actually what the suits they used in Hudson Hawk to fly out were those big ones. It just, it just let them be like a parachute essentially.
He flew away with Andy McDowell. And actually, there's man, I'm gonna go home and watch that movie again because it's pretty flippin' funny. There's so many like,
Whatever happened to Andy McDowell?
I think the same thing that happens to a lot of Hollywood celebrities that are women. I mean, it seems like they age out, if you will. Like it's kind of like there's a billion guys that are over 60 in Hollywood, but there's like. You have to be like very prominent to be over 50 and in Hollywood still.
Oh,
Like-
for sure.
Like
I mean,
Meryl
weird.
Streep is the only
She's the only one.
the
Well, I
woman
think
over
now,
50
like
in
most of the
Hollywood.
time, they look way better. I shouldn't. I don't mean way
well, they
better.
just grab a younger
mean, like,
one.
Well, I think they. Oh, maybe they're having those back babies. From,
Oh, yeah, surrogate.
Surrogate. Nope. Nope. Is hard R listening? We need that word. There's a movie she was talking about where a baby split. Samsonite
Starts with an S.
does start with a severance. She talked about babies being. You take this stuff and a
Substance?
baby substance.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's like a movie kind of about like keeping your
Your younger
Yeah, that's-
self
Yeah.
alive and
What was that movie? Why can't I think about it? Planes and Tom Cruise.
Mission Impossible.
Are you talking about
No.
American? Not where he flies for the drug cartels.
No, where he flies Tom Cruise, where he flies Top Gun. How could I not think of that?
Mm.
I'm surprised you guys couldn't get that right
Yeah,
away.
that's
Well,
kinda-
I'm actually more
like-
upset with you guys. I was having just a brain fart. If someone would have told me that movie. But in the new Top Gun, they just like didn't take the hot chick from the first one because she's old.
Oh,
And just
yeah,
put
yeah,
a new
yeah.
new girl in there.
I remember that movie because I was grossed out when I was a little kid and watched it for the first time like it was supposed to. And the amount of times that they play Highway to the Danger Zone in the first Top Gun, ridiculous. It's like 47 times.
Yeah,
but
it
the-
also took me a long time. Oh, sorry, I'll
Oh,
let
no.
you go.
I'm just saying the girl, Kelly McGillis, that was her name. There's a scene where they do it. I think it's in the bathroom. And then they stick their tongues in each other's faces, but it's like just the silhouette shot, and you see like the tongue.
Yep.
And
I
you're
also
like,
thought it
gross.
was I went to the danger zone forever until it was like, oh yeah, it's highway to the
Highway
danger
to
zone.
the Danger Zone.
Both make sense.
Yep.
So you go to the danger zone by taking the highway to the danger zone. So
And life is a highway,
life is a highway.
and I want to fly it all night long. Oh, ride it. Mind blown. What?
My blown a highway.
My Bologna.
My Sarcona.
Sarconium. Cubic zirconia.
Sarconium.
Is that a
How come
real
you
word?
don't? Cubic zirconia is, but
What does it mean? Do you know?
yeah, it's fake diamond.
Oh, cool.
Oh, Shkar. That's funny. Dang. Well, I know. So, our
Yeah.
guest today, Shkar, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, we have like 2 minutes. 'Cause we
Yeah,
gotta-
okay, well, we got to go. Thanks for coming in. It's awesome to...
I don't do much. I bartend and I tell jokes. That's about it. And then
yeah, but...
I catch myself.
Wait, you
saying
didn't
bad
even tell
words.
jokes last night.
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, Mr. I tell jokes.
Oh, I bartended last night.
Shkar,
And I bartend
Shkar.
tonight. Are you guys going to the? Everyone should check out Boss's open mic tonight if you're listening to this, because there's gonna be.
Yeah, even if you're not listening, you
Yeah.
should go.
Even if you're not, if you're listening to this in the future, Mark Quay's wife in 6 months. If you're listening to this, you should go to the April's 1st
Yeah.
Boss's open mic.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh! How come we didn't do that? We didn't do anything
Right.
about April Fool's Day today.
Oh, dang it. The whole joke was that we just weren't going to mention it.
Oh dang! I just blew it. Cut that
Yeah.
part out.
Jeez Louise.
Swiper no swiping.
Also, if you got nothing going on this weekend, Ellie Hino
Ellie Hino
and Grant Winkles at The Cellar.
Oh no!
Both super funny. Ellie has a big thing. I saw her, well, we dinked around with her last time she was here and had a wild time.
Ow! Ow!
And then
Ooh.
she has a whole bit now about how most people have a like midlife crisis and go buy a car. She's like, I went to Fargo, North Dakota and had a wild weekend. And I'm sure that she'll talk about it. So she's super funny. So is Grant. So check them out.
Oh yeah.
Shows
Grant.
8 p.m. on Friday, then 7 and 9:30 on Saturday.
That's a
and
good
then-
show. Crap. They just asked me if I wanted to do that one, and I forgot to respond. I just remembered that.
Nice.
So I might be there this weekend. Who knows if there's still a spot?
Nice. And if not, well, then check out Mike Racine at The Cellar. Mike Racine's going to be here over Easter weekend. He's super funny from New York City.
Oh no.
Jenny LaRusie will be featuring for him, which will be great. And then 24th, 25th, I'll be featuring for Kelvin Evans. Shkar will actually be hosting those shows.
Oh.
Definitely come out. It'll be very fun.
Yeah.
Great time.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. It'll be a good
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
We'll get you a shot of Windsor or something.
Yeah. We're gonna come over to your house. You better.
Yeah, then we'll come over to your house afterwards.
Way to one up me. Yeah, we're gonna after party at Quay's house. Yes.
After party in Quay's living room.
Mark Quaint's home.
Mark Quaint.
Mark Quaint.
Quaint's home.
It's very
Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, that's it.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening. Aloha.
Toodaloo.
Bye, Shkar.
Thanks for having me, guys.